If Harden were to opt out, should the Sixers give him the max?
No, I don't think so. If he opts out now, I don't think there will be a chance that he'll get the max. But I do think if he does opt in, it gives him a chance now to, okay, I'm going back to Philly, but now this summer is a very imperative summer for me, right? For him to be able to train at a high level, get himself back in shape. And I do think James Harden can be, a glimpse of what we've seen James Harden in the past before. If he continues to work hard this summer and take a serious approach toward his craft and put basketball first, he will have a chance to get a max contract after next season.
But I find it interesting that you're saying he will have a chance to get a max contract, because if I'm James Harden in some ways, I'd say, what, you're making me prove it? You're making me look at what I've done in the NBA. This is the player that I am. And Wendy's talking about a possible Chris Paul deal, which is around 4 years, $100 million when you look at it all in totality. If you're Harden,
he's not that dude anymore.
No, but I'm saying, wait. But what I'm saying is, if you're Harden, put yourself in Harden's shoes. Would you take a lesser deal? Would you take 1 year when you know there might be a possibility you can get a max?
No, you don't want to leave money on the table, man. If you got opportunity to get a max contract and get your full guaranteed contract money, then you want to take that. But I think for him to prove, he has to prove himself again, right? Over the past few years, he hasn't been the same guy that we have seen in the past. But if he does take a serious approach this offseason and come back in great shape, which we haven't seen in the past few years, he does have a chance to get a max contract after next season.
This is what Daryl Morey puts in front of him, by the way, when they're trying to negotiate this deal. Second half numbers, 11 turnovers, 9 shots made, 32 points on 32 shots, folks, in the series.
He's a 32-year-old with a 38-year-old body. He's got an old body. He's got an old game. He doesn't have that lift. He doesn't have that explosiveness. He hasn't proven in playoffs that he's a guy that can take your team to another level, especially now the way he's playing. So, look, you can talk about all the contracts you want to do. Amari, you hit it right away. He's not giving up $47 million.
Right.
All right? He's not giving up. Hey, well, that's the starting point. Like, if I'm him, am I negotiating he's going to be 33? After that, yeah, I'll take my 47 now and I'll go and I'll move on from there. But I mean, he's just not that guy. I mean, you saw it yesterday. And I'll tell you the other thing. If you have a young team, he's surely not that guy you want in your locker room because of the way he has carried himself the last few years. His lack of conditioning, his lack of commitment, the way he absolutely checked out of the game yesterday. That's a message. I'm not sure you know better than I do. Is that a message you want in your locker room?
No, you don't. You don't want that in your locker room, and you don't want that for your younger players that are looking up to him as a leader. You want your leader to be a guy who brings it every single night. He's focused, determined, and willing to do whatever it takes to win a championship. That's the type max player you would want on your team.
So, Wendy, can he be that guy? Can the Sixers win with Harden as a focal point?
They can't win with him as their leader. I think that that's been proven over the last few years, and I don't think they can win with him at a max contract. And so, really what it comes down to is, because there's something for Daryl Morey to do with the other assets he has on this team, primarily Tobias Harris, that can lead to some sort of retrofit. But that retrofit doesn't work at James Harden earning over $50 million a year.
Wow. And let's put up, if we can, that graphic that we have about where that would put him in terms of how people get paid in the NBA right now in terms of average salary. Because $47 million, folks, when you put it into context, is a ton of money. Look at that. He would be the second highest paid player in the NBA at that number. So, Amari.
There's some bad deals on that page.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not alone. Teams aren't alone there. But, Amari, as you look at James Harden, what is the best version of James Harden you see going forward? If he does everything right, can he be that James Harden in Houston, or is it a different?
Well, the thing is, in the playoffs, the reason why you may see a little bit of droppage in this game because you have to come back every year and improve your game with something new added to your game. Yep. And I think James Harden, his game is the same as we've seen over the past few years. The between the leg dribbles, I'm going left every time. Well, in the playoffs, there's a scouting report. Force him right. He can't go right, force him right. And if you're not able to advance your game throughout your career, then in the playoffs you're going to have games like this where you can't score in the second half.
You're only preparing for one team in the playoffs. It's one team, game after game after game. So, in terms of being locked into what you want to do and the adjustments you want to make, you've got your team's total attention. That's the only thing they're focused on is that one opponent, which makes the way he plays, I think, easy to prepare for.
Yeah, and when you talk about adjusting your game, it reminds me of MJ years ago. The idea that he changed up his game when he didn't have that lift. Maybe James Harden has to find something in his, but we're not seeing it right now. Let's
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.